Sup y'all, it's your boy, KRS. I'm going to bring you the 10.15 guide for Demon Hunter. This is a PvP guide, so if you're PvE, go ahead and step out or be ready to learn something. Demon Hunter is completely retarded. It's broken as shit. You hit for over 100k, you do 80k DPS in 2s, you do over 100k DPS in 3s. You literally need zero utility. The only thing that you bring is damage. Some utility with reverse magic, darkness, AoE stun. That's really all you need. You do mindless damage the entire game. So there are a few staples to this build. Why you're locked into what you're locked into. You're buffing your I-Beam, you're buffing your Chaos Strikes. You're spamming Chaos Strike with Demonic Appetite. So that way you get Fury from, guess this, Shattered Souls. You get one of those that come out. It heals you for about 50-60k in PvP. Really good. So when you get that heal, even with the Mortal Strike effect, you get that heal. It adds a lot of sustained healing, and you don't feel like you're dead the entire game. You don't feel like you have to run the entire game and pray to God that your Soul Rend will do enough damage into dampening that you maybe win. This build is full to the W. You just purge on cooldown. With Blood Moon, you have the chance to get a Greater Soul, which is basically Fodder the Flame. Just by purging, instead of the demon running at you, you get the 20% damage increase. You get the bigger heal from it. And it purges everything, so if they're all stacked up and you press that button, it purges 3 things or more. Depends if you're in a battleground, an arena, whatever it is, you press this button and you get one of those. You can actually top yourself with Blood Moon, believe it or not. You press this, you Chaos Nova, you start bursting, your I-Beam will heal you. I mean, it's ridiculous. Demon Hunter's literally on steroids right now. I-Beam can't be kicked. So what synergizes this build and why you're not going into Burning Wound, if you want to do AoE and you want to do, minuscule damage, over the course of the game it looks like a lot of damage, but really it's just padding. I'm not a fan of padding damage. I don't like it. Demonic Appetite, Furious Gaze, Shattered Destiny, and Cycle of Hatred. Reduces the cooldown of I-Beam by 1 second for each time that it's pressed. This gives you 10% haste. I-Beam cannot be kicked. When you enter Metamorphosis, you also get another 20% haste. So if you finish your I-Beam cast, now you have 30% haste from your talent trees. Isolated Prey, Fel Rush, generates Fury. So now you have a Fury generator right there. Chaos Blades increases your Chaos Strike damage within 8 seconds. Or it has a critical strike chance and always refund Fury. Demonic Appetite, I feel like when I get that, I use Fel or Blade Dance. I feel like I always get a Shattered Soul. You're constantly doing damage. You're literally just... Demon Hunter's crazy fun. You just do so much damage. You do unhealable damage. You're constantly in Metamorphosis. You can no longer be kicked on it, so you don't have to play it safe. You don't try to have to be careful. You Fel Rush away, turn around, and then Fel Blaze or I-Beam. Enter Demon, you can basically... The rotation is simple. You get some Fury. You press your Throw Glaive, I-Beam, Blade Dance, Throw Glaive, Chaos Blades. Just in that short little sequence, I've already done almost 1 million damage. Even in PvP, that's pretty much enough to kill somebody. Pretty much every time, even without the hunt. If you want to go ahead and finish it up, you Throw Glaive, I-Beam, and then this is what a lot of people do. It's what I do, and it actually makes people panic. You I-Beam, so I'll get the demon here. I'll I-Beam the hunt, Throw Glaive again, and this will generally always get cooldowns. Just that alone will always get cooldowns. I'm doing almost 100k DPS. And as you guys can tell, the hunt is still hitting well over 100k. Inner Demon crit for 81k, non-crit. 2 Chaos Strikes, so about 75k a piece for Annihilation. Of course, in PvP, that's a little lower, not by much, so that's like, what, 125? You get 30% haste. You're literally spamming everything. There is one talent you can change, basically. You can exchange Mortal Dance for Fel Eruption. And basically what that'll do is if you're playing with the class that has Mortal Strike and they have a stronger Mortal Strike, or their Mortal Strike is better, because this still is only 6 seconds, and when you're not in Metamorphosis, Blade Dance is an 8.8 second cooldown with what I'm at currently for my stats. So it's not the best Mortal Strike, but it's a Mortal Strike nonetheless. It's good when you have Metamorphosis up and you're using Blade Dance on cooldown. But Fel Eruption is good if you're playing with another class that has a Mortal Strike. Besides a lot of your CC's been nerfed. Misery's been nerfed. All your stuns. Fel Eruption, that was what, 4 seconds? Now it's 3 in PvP. Basically this tree, the normal Demon Hunter tree, no, you're not running any sigils, you don't put any garbage on the ground, it's all nerfed, people walk out of it, people are always moving. These are pretty much all lock-ins. You can swap this talent out for Pitch Black, so it reduces the cooldown of Darkness by 120 seconds. You run Blood Moon, you get the chance for Greater Soul. When you're spamming that in a rotation, it's a 10-second cooldown. Anything in 8 yards of that target that you're purging, basically you get more soul fragments. More soul fragments means more healing, a possibility of damage with a greater soul fragment, which, let's be real, if you're doing 20% more damage for pressing a 10-second cooldown, you have it up so much, and it heals twice as much because it's a greater soul. It's not just a soul, a shattered soul. It's a greater shattered soul, or something, whatever it's called. It heals more, it gives you damage, and all that. Of course, then you have Chaotic Imprint. That's basically your lock-in. Reverse Magic. You're going to run it basically all the time. If you're running into twos, you run into a Mistweaver Warrior. You can run Rain from Above. Rain from Above is still doing insane damage, but I think Blood Moon and Chaotic Imprint are just doing too much for your actual rotation and how much you actually get. Raider Souls along with Fodder to the Flame, this talent, it can actually, and sometimes I've been able to randomly get it in the opener, and then I use my I-beam and all that, and I just completely kill somebody. Pretty much I get all the cooldowns without even really pressing anything. I don't press a hunt. I'll just wait until those cooldowns fall off. I didn't really do anything, and then the next time I have I-beam, every time you use Blade Dance, Chaos Strike, and Glaive Tempest, it reduces the cooldown of I-beam by 1 second. You're spamming a Chaos Strike endlessly with this talent. You constantly have Fury. Serrated Glaive buffs your Chaos Strike and your I-beam by 20%. Isolated Prey buffs your I-beam damage, increases the stun duration of Chaos Nova by 2 seconds, and Fel Rush generates Fury. Chaos 3 increases your crit chance on Chaos Strike. It's down here. 100% chance to refund everything that you use on that ability. So each Blade Dance is basically like a free Chaos Strike. You're doing a ton of damage all the time. You don't need anything with this spec. You literally need one teammate with the utility. As a Demon Hunter, utility is still very squishy. Compared to a Windwalker Monk, yes, it doesn't feel great, but you do have one strength versus Windwalker Monk. Each time that they use Fist of Fury, if the target dummies the monk, he uses Fist of Fury, they'll rush away, throw a glaive, slows him down, and he's generally back into you. Just a way to mitigate to mitigate damage as a Demon Hunter. Give your healer a chance to try to top you off a little bit. I know it's not a lot of time, but sometimes it can actually save you, especially if you don't have blur. There's things that you can do as a Demon Hunter, like using your class mobility to mitigate a ton of damage, even though it is, you know, just part of your rotation. It gives you fury. One of the things that I like to do is if I'm hitting a target, a healer's healing over here, you know, I'll Fel Rush into him, kick, and then I can Fel Blade back to my target that I'm hitting. So that's something else to keep a mind of. I'm 2102s. Nope, I am not the best Demon Hunter. I understand enough to know what I'm doing, to play the game, play the class. I'm 25 in solo shuffle, 20 wins, 5 losses. This class is doing insane damage, guys. I mean, I basically picked up this class probably about a month ago, and I'm already 2100 plus. I have a really good win ratio in solo shuffle. I know at this rating it doesn't really mean much. People are still figuring out, you know, how they turn left, how they turn right. But here you go, guys. Here's a 10-1-5 guide for Demon Hunter. You're going to stack Mastery. You get all the haste from your tree. Insane damage. Run the 4 set. That's literally all you need. You do. Demon Hunter does insane damage. But anyway, guys, you guys have a good one. And be safe out there.